Hey, it's Nurse Coach Shell, and welcome back to the Healing Nurse channel. So many of us are carrying around this stigma that tells us that there's something wrong with us, that we're broken. But that messaging is false. It's a complete lie. We're not machines that break. We're cosmic beings that live through experiences. And those experiences are what shapes us into who we become. Again, you're not something broken that needs to be fixed. You're pure consciousness who needs to remember that. You need to remember who you are and what you're capable of. You're also not your circumstances. You may simply be functioning from poor wiring that is feeding you a negative narrative about who you are, but this is changeable. You are fully equipped to adjust that wiring from negativity to one that is more positive. As I mentioned previously, change doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent practice, you are fully able to rewire your subconscious toward a life that is less heavy and burdensome. Holding on to those negative mindsets are heavy. They weigh you down, they suck up your energy, and they leave you depleted. But once you begin to recognize the patterns that have been keeping you stuck and paralyzed, you will be able to begin unpacking some of that stuff, lightening your load. So stop putting off tomorrow what you can change today. If you've ever said, once I heal this, then I'll be ready for that, I want you to stop that because that is the mindset that is keeping you stuck. There is also this message we're fed about our brokenness that tells us that we have to fix ourselves before we're worthy of love, respect, or anything else for that matter. And this thinking has taught us to develop a false sense of self. It's having this mindset that tells you in order to get more of this, you must first fix that, which is wrong. But many of us have believed it. And we end up learning how to create these masks to get by and to fit in. This often starts in our childhood, making us making healing even seem even more impossible as we become adults. And the truth is, once you learn these defense mechanisms, they begin to take over. And before you know it, you become so far removed from you that you begin performing for acceptance. And you start people pleasing and doing all sorts of things to prove that you are worthy of love, respect, money, almost anything. So you end up telling yourself, you got to mend this to deserve more of that. But again, all of that is lies rooted in guilt or shame and very far from the truth. Let me tell you that again. You are not broken. You are more than enough just as you are. And you are experiencing, learning, evolving, and growing, improving every day. So understand that your worth does not increase as you improve because you're not auditioning for acceptance unless you're an actor going for a new role. Again, you are worthy just as you are. Love and abundance are not things you must fight for. They are things that you receive simply for being you and believing that you're enough. So when you get stuck in this mindset of not being enough, you're going to often find yourself in situations and relationships with others who reiterate that false narrative to you. And it's going to cause you to believe it even more, but it's still not the truth. Everything about us is related to energy and frequency. And if you are energetically low and vibrating at a low frequency, you are going to attract low frequency and vibrational situations and people into your life. But you're going to see as you heal, those things and people who are stuck in those low spaces begin to fall away from you and out of your life. And this happens because you're no longer vibrating at those low frequencies and they can no longer dial into you because you're on a different wavelength. And once this happens, you're going to begin to notice higher frequency people and situations begin to flow into your life. As we've been witnessing recently, more and more people have been striving for wholeness through healing. Um, and we are going to start to see a collective shift happening. And this is a wonderful thing. But you have to remember that healing is not a checklist you work through, and it's not a fad for the present moment. Um, Healing is about you letting go of what no longer serves you through rewiring that poor programming that has shaped you into a false version of you and keeping you stuck. Healing is about getting to know you authentically without the performing and being comfortable with yourself even when nobody else is, because you're not broken and you don't need to be fixed. You're enough just as you were created. But it's up to you to remember this for yourself. Something I tell my clients I work with inside of my company, Blossoming Souls Nurse Coaching, is that you don't need to fix yourself. And I can't say that enough. To blossom, you do not have to heal to deserve the life you want for yourself. You just have to stop dimming who you already are and stand in your truth. Accept yourself as you are, giving yourself the flowers you deserve without needing approval from anyone else. All of these things are ways to show up for you, to show yourself that you are worthy just as you are. This is how you blossom into the best version of yourself. You were born with your crown in its proper place, but life may have made you lose sight of your greatness, making you forget that you are more than you realize just as you are. Stepping into your position is up to you, and changing your beliefs is where you start this journey. This is what healing looks like and how you set yourself up for the abundance you deserve by adjusting your crown and stepping into your royal position. Remember, perfection is not what makes you complete, acceptance is. And remember, healing is never finished and growth is never final. You're not a project, you're a human being on a journey, on your life's journey that is specific to you. So refuse to compare your journey to anyone else's because they're going to look different, as they should. You're unique for a reason. So you should remember that as you do the work to accept where you are and be proud of your progress, because you are enough just as you are. So, if you're ready to adjust your crown in remembrance of who you truly are, but need a little boost and encouragement, schedule a free 30-minute discovery call with me through Blossoming Souls Nurse Coaching. The link is in my web. The link to my website is in the description. You can also find me on TikTok. That link is in the description as well. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to the Healing Nurse channel. Like and share this video. Here at the Healing Nurse channel, my goal is to uplift and encourage everyone to remember who they are, to blossom into their true, authentic self. If this interests you, please come back for more videos. Until next time, this is Nurse Coach Shell. Peace.